Hey, it's Megs.
And Jax.
And we wanted to pop in real quick for a spoiler warning.
Some of the books that we'll be discussing in this episode may contain some things you don't want to know before reading the book.
So make sure to check out what we're musing about in the episode description, read the book, and then come back and muse with us later.
We can't wait to hear from you then.
Hi, I'm Megs.
And I'm Jax,
And this is Musing Over Mugs.
where you'll find us musing over all things books, drinks, and adventure related.
And today we are musing over seasonal reads.
Woohoo! Before we dive in, though, I gotta know, what's in your mug?
Oh, today we got some rosé.
Ooh, I get some Pinot Noir.
Ooh, yum. Love Pinot Noir. Makes me feel good inside. Also does rosé, but same thing. Quick disclaimer. We both have our ACs on because we're in the middle of a heat wave in Massachusetts, and I was an idiot and decided to wear long sleeves for this episode and didn't want to die.
It's fair.
So if you hear the noise, it's our ACs, and sorry, not sorry.
It's a necessary evil at this point, so summer in New England requires some air.
You know, when I was growing up, we didn't have ACs. We just had overhead fans, and they were fine.
But now,
Climate change.
yeah, I was just gonna say being an adult, I just feel like
No,
you didn't
that's
know
it.
when you were little, and now you know the joys of not sweltering.
Yeah. But speaking of sweltering, that is the season of summer. And
It is.
when we talk about seasonal reads, where do we want to start? You and I are big seasonal readers.
We are.
We have summer beach reads. We have our fall cozy reads. We have our spooky Halloween reads. We have our Christmas reads. The more I say reads, it's just sounding weirder to me.
It's like when you look at a word too many times, you're like, that doesn't look like it's spelt right anymore.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel that. But yeah, we are big seasonal beach reads, so much so that I now have a seasonal book cart because my bookshelf was too over full, so I've got a bar cart that is now, I will swap it out every season with the books I hope to read in the season, and I can already tell you that was ambitious of me because I think it was 18 books that came out for the summer, and I remember being like, oh, I could totally do that. That's cinch. And I have read a lot, but I got some arcs, so I had to read those instead of the summer beach reads, but I've only read probably like 4 off the cart thus far, but
Okay,
that's okay.
but so you've had the 4 you read, the arcs, the other books that come from library holds, the other books that people have suggested based on their summer reading challenges. So books come up.
Yeah, I've read, I think I'm on 14 books so far in the challenge, which was since June 20th. So I'm doing okay.
You're doing great. I am not counting my books because I just do it for the fun of it.
You're not going to participate on our
also-
own challenge, Megan?
No, I'm going to help make things legitimate. I don't know. I mean, I can, but I also just, it's hard enough for me to do the Goodreads and then our reviews and then all of that.
It's true. I will say once I started doing arcs, I was like, oh my god, I have to post this in so many places. And now that we actually have the blog up and running, just
And the
remembering
podcasts.
just to remember to get it up on the blog on top of the Instagram was an extra step I wasn't prepared for.
It's a lot. But we're doing it. We're getting through it. I'm probably not going to fill out a summer reading challenge thing, but I'm reading a lot. But
So
seasonal reads.
What have been on your summer? What were your top, summer TBRs this year?
So I wanted to read the Red, White, and Royal Blue, anything by Emily Henry. So check and check. I wanted to read a Jennifer Weiner book. Check. I have like 2 more. I'm going to the beach for 10 days in about 5 weeks. And I'm going to just continue my summer reading beach
Beautiful.
reads for this trip. So that's kind of where I'm at. But I think any book read on the beach is just chef's kiss perfect.
Of course, because there's no better reading spot than the beach.
Very true. But I know you love the Ellen Hildenbrand books.
I was going to say, she is my number 1 on any beach read. And so last summer, I had started what I called the Summer of Ellen. And I had printed out a list of all of her books, and I had I wanted to make it a goal to read them all. And so half of the TBR cart for summer was the Ellens I have not read. I've read 2 this season because I got sucked into some other series. So I haven't been doing as many summery beach reads. But I did Blue Bistro again, which is my absolute favorite by her. And then I read her latest in the Hotel Nantucket, which I'm super also loved. So those are high on the list. I have, what else is over here? Mary Kay Andrews' Hello Summer, Malibu Rising, which I need to read before the fall because I hear that it's related to Carrie Soto is back. Actually, did that come out? Was that August or is it September?
I think that comes out in September.
Okay, so I got to do that. Jennifer, We Know the Summer Place, which you just posted your review about today, which you didn't love, but I do have it on my list still.
Okay, the book was really good, but the story itself just bummed me out, and so...
That's fair.
You know, it's still a good story. Still wonderfully written.
I read Red, White, and Royal Blue and absolutely loved it, so then I naturally bought the other 2 Casey McQuiston books, and I have those on my TBR, which those I feel like aren't necessarily summery, because I do try to tailor. I feel like summer is for romances, right?
Oh, yeah.
And I always try to pick, I like them to be summer-esque.
Like
I don't know.
Beach Read by Emily Henry?
Of course. So then I read, that one I've read, of course, this summer. But I don't believe that those other Caseys are beach specific. So I could continue those into the fall, winter, whenever. So those are flexible. But yeah. I feel like summer is for romance.
Summer's for romance, but you're more like, it's got to take place in like summer-esque settings. I
would prefer them to. But I'll read any sort of romance in the summer. But I will say... So I know that we're going to get more into the Christmas reads in a little bit, but I had read Winter in Paradise by Ellen Hildenbrand, which was... It starts off in the winter, but it takes place in St. John, so it was a little bit... It wasn't like, snowy kind of Christmas. And then I moved into the Winter Street series by her, which is a 4-book series, and that one... This was like... early February, because I was coming back from my honeymoon, had downloaded it before the flight, and it was very Christmassy, and I was like, it's past Christmas, so I literally stopped and then saved the whole series for the next Christmas, because I was like, I don't want to read about Santa Claus in February, like, it was too far past.
You told me to read those books I think it was right around, like, Thanksgiving, and I went to the library, and there was, like, a 20-week waiting period for them.
Course.
And
because
I was just
they're
like,
amazing.
Cool, I will sign up for them on Halloween.
They are, you sign up now and then just keep extending the hold, because they're definitely worth it. They were great books. I loved them. And they are Winter in Paradise and Winter Street series are her only 2 non-Nantucket Beach set books. Although Winter Street is Nantucket, but for Christmas.
Fair enough.
But yeah, those ones I can't read outside of the holidays, because it just felt wrong. It's like I wouldn't want to read a beach setting book in December, really, unless I was on a beach myself.
I could do it. I think reading a beach read in December, much like reading a Christmas, well, not a Christmas, but like a more wintry type book in the summer, just gets you in that like feeling of like, all right, we're going to get through this weather real fast. Give me a cool book right now. It's going to be 100 degrees tomorrow. And I'm kind of over it.
I'm here for it. Give me the heat.
Fair enough. But my favorite season and my favorite kind of seasonal reads are the spooky reads for Halloween.
You do love a spooky read.
Love a spooky read. And our very first buddy read, and I will stand by this, was The X-Hex last year.
Yep.
I read it and I was like, oh my God, you have to read this. It's so fun.
And it was so fun. And then this year, the second book, The Kiss Curse, is coming out.
Mm-hmm.
So that's on this year's TBR. That one comes out September 20th.
Cannot wait.
I'm very excited about it. I feel like fall is more for... Like, I love fall-themed things, like X-Hex. We're going to read this year, These Witches Don't Burn.
So I read the first one. I think the second one came out this year, so I'll read the second one.
I have to read both of them, which I'm very excited about. But then I feel like it's also a good time for, like, thrillers and mysteries. And I also started getting into fantasy last Halloween. because we had read the X-Hex. I loved it. I was like, ooh, I'm really digging this, like, witchy, spooky kind of vibe. Let's see what else is out. And I was just looking through, like, recently released books and came across Shadow and the Ember, which, in my mind, sounded like it would be kind of in the spooky vibe. But it was also a Hades and Persephone's retelling, which, again, is my jam. We love. Was not spooky vibes at all, but loved the high fantasy world and was obsessed with it. And the second book is coming out in November, A Light in the Flame. So I am pumped to read that. And I know you're going to bring it up, and I'll say it first, is that I didn't love her last book, The War of Two Queens.
Oh, I didn't know it was the same author.
Oh, yes. So the Shadow and the Ember was the prequel series to From Blood and Ash.
Okay.
And so War of Two Queens was the latest book in From Blood and Ash, which I hated, but I will still read A Light in the Flame because while they're in the same realm and it's kind of related, they have some overlap in characters. I liked Sarah and Nikitos way better than Poppy and Castile.
Fair enough. That's fine. That's okay.
That is... I feel like we're going to get hate for that one.
That's fine. Listen,
and you know what? I can't really back it up either. Like, if people are going to come at me and be like, why? And I'm like, I don't know. It's just a vibe I get.
Sometimes it's just the vibe.
It was probably also because I read them first.
Okay.
Like, I read Shadow and the Ember before From Blood and Ash. And I just hated the last one so much that I feel like it tainted it.
That's fine. That's fair. We're not going to judge you here.
We're all allowed to have our own opinions.
If we're going to disagree, we're going to do it respectfully.
Yes.
But I'm gonna backtrack a second. I'm gonna take like a step back between summer and fall. We have the Renaissance season, so Renaissance fairs tend to come out like summer, late summer, early fall. So if
I love you. I did not know this is where we were going.
I love that you just snorted.
Was that my first one?
I think that might have been your first snort laugh. Yes.
Welcome to the club, guys. I am a snort laugher usually.
Here for it. But no, I read this book last year. So I read The Love Hypothesis, and they're like, if you love The Love Hypothesis, go read these books. And like I read some of them, and they were not as good. But I did read Well Matched by Jen Luca, and I didn't realize it at the time, but it's the third book of a series called Well Met, and it all takes place around a Renaissance fair in this small town. It's very cute. It's very lovely. The third book is the best book. They get better as they go if you start at book one. I read them in reverse order because I'm an idiot. So yeah, if you're into like the Renaissance fair romance kind of stuff, I highly recommend. Well, not highly recommend, but I do recommend that
Medium
series.
recommend. Yeah,
like it's cool. If you get it, great. If not, like you're not gonna miss out on much. But the last one is like spicy and nice. There's a man in a kilt. It's a very Outlander situation.
It's so funny because I would never like think like, oh, I'm jiving for a Renaissance fair themed book, but like obviously there's a book out there for everybody, and there's got to be books on all the topics. I just would have never thought like, oh, I'm sure there are Renaissance themed books.
Okay, but here's the problem, right?
Renaissance
like I read this
fairs,
book,
not Renaissance theme.
No,
there is a Renaissance fair.
And I went to the Renaissance fair here in Massachusetts, and like it was not a great date for Brian and I.
I can't picture him at a Renaissance fair. Oh, I feel like all of you would like is the turkey leg and maybe some like axe throwing.
Honestly, the food lines were so long, we couldn't even get like the turkey leg. It took us almost an hour to get like a really shitty hamburger.
Ew.
Yeah, like it was not worth it. Then
take me to an apple orchard and I am happy as a clam.
Let's go pumpkin picking.
We can't go pumpkin picking. You can come with us because we have a spot. I'm not telling you guys where the spot is because I don't want you all going there. It's too good, but we've been going for...
Well, we went pumpkin picking. That's not easy to say after some wine.
No.
Like a few years ago, right?
Yes. I think we probably took... Did we go... Was it in a place that was not in the state? Well, I'm not going to name the state, but it's not here.
No, it was in the state, but that was the day that you asked me to officiate your wedding.
Why don't I remember this?
I don't know.
That's really... I don't remember where we were, though.
I don't know. But we both got little pumpkins, and then we got big pumpkins, and then you gave me the box of glitter. That got glitter everywhere for years.
You're welcome. The gift that keeps on giving. Well, this year we're going to my magical place.
Okay.
And they've got, first of all, it's so cute. Someone should write a book about this place because it's my favorite. I tried to get married there. They don't do weddings. But they also have like all the pumpkin donuts and the apple cider, and the food is amazing. The grilled corn, oh my god.
Oh, we love grilled corn.
Oh, it's magic.
But yeah, if you're interested in Renaissance Fair romances for Renaissance Fair season.
I want apple picking books. Someone find me an apple picking romance.
Oh my god. Hi, Quinn. How are you?
That was my pup.
If you have an apple picking romance book, send it to us via our DM on Instagram.
At Musing Over Mugs.
Yeah. We're here for it.
So I was looking through other fall books because we have, Megs and I have a shared document where we put in books that we've decided we're going to read, and we do kind of categorize them by season a little bit. And so I went through that list to see like what else was on there. And one was on there, and I was like, what are you? And then I looked it up and was like, this had to have been a TikTok that we saw and put on the list, because I don't remember how this happened, but it's called Hellgate, and it is a reverse harem paranormal romance from the Twisted Legends collection by Veronica Eden. And I was like, I don't know how this ended up on the list, but I'm excited about it.
But we're happy you're here.
Great to have you. Thanks for coming. Very excited to read it.
Yeah.
I don't know how it got on there, but sounds like something we'd like, so
Someone
that's
just
good.
hacked into our Google spreadsheet and just added random books.
The other ones all seemed fairly familiar. We had The Kiss Curse, which we already talked about, These Witches Don't Burn, Boss Witch by Anne Aguirre. That could
I
be...
think so. I saw that at Barnes & Noble, and I was just like, oh, we're going to get this. But
I
from
can't wait.
a local bookseller, because that's how we roll.
Yeah, we're going to go while we're on the Cape later.
Mm-hmm. Oh, the Beacon Hill bookstore. This episode will probably already be out by the time this airs, but the Beacon Hill bookstore I read today is opening up at the end of August.
Yay! We'll have a whole podcast about our adventures there. We're very excited to go. The other one on the list was Wicked. I very much want to read Wicked.
Oh,
Like the musical, George, why am I blanking on your name? I guess, no, the musical is based on the book. I think the book came first. But
Yeah.
Wicked is my all-time favorite musical. I know every word to every song. I'm obsessed. In another life, I would be Helfyre, but I can't sing for shit, so it's fine. But I want to read it this year, I think. And I've heard it's, like, really dark and twisted.
I heard it's dark and twisted. I heard it gets a little spicy. We get
Therefore.
some actual love scenes, but I don't know. That's what I heard. I don't know if it's true or not.
We'll
We
see.
will find out.
And the last thing on our list of the fall, which I don't know that we're going to get through all of these things, but was a bum-ba-da-bum. We're finally going to do the Throne of Glass Body read.
Yes.
And I don't know if we're ready for it. I mean, it'll be fine. We've been putting it off. I decided I wasn't reading it in general, and then I finished Crescent City, and I was like, well, shit, now I'm gonna have to. But there's 7 of them, so it's such an undertaking that I was like, we need fall. We need cozy. We need those aren't beach reads. So
There's
we'll see how it
7
goes.
of them. We've read all of ACOTAR and Crescent City, but yeah, 7 books. They're going to take us down.
Well, I just feel like, when I started ACOTAR, Silver Flames wasn't out yet, so like that didn't seem that overwhelming. There weren't that many. There was only, was it 4?
Yeah, well, 3.5, yeah.
Yeah, so I was like, that doesn't seem bad. And then I didn't realize Crescent City was like another series of hers. Like I was just kind of very focused on ACOTAR, and then once I finished, I was like, what else can I get? And
I think Throne of Glass will be a good bridge between like spooky season and Christmas season, like
Yep.
holiday season. So like Throne of Glass will be our November.
good. As long as they are done by like December, like mid-December, hopefully. If I can
Yeah.
read. I don't know. That is ambitious of us now that I like put a date to it, but like I want to be able to still read my Christmas books, and I do not want to take those skiing with me. Those are big books to take on a plane.
Okay. So maybe we do, no one needs to hear us figure out how we're going to read these books. Maybe we do like 4 of them
Four
in
and 4.
November and then 4 of them in January.
Oh no, because that's all. Well, we're off on big books from. I guess we don't start skiing until January. Really, we might get some early in, but like, we're not flying until the end of. No, we're flying in March. So I guess I should take him to Canada. We're driving for that one.
We'll figure it out.
These are the things I worry about.
We'll get back to the listeners and let them know how we're gonna do Throne of Glass. But we'll figure that one out. So spooky season, we have our TBR. Love spooky season. These Witches Don't Burn, the X-Hex are two that I read last year that I was like, yes, for all of these. I think I have like a couple on my shelf in the other room for next year, for this year, because
This season.
it's this season.
If you guys have any recommendations, let us know. Any fall themed, again, apple picking themed, or Halloween witchy spooky vibes.
I mean, The Witcher.
I did buy the first book on my Kindle after I watched the first season. I have yet to start it. Maybe this is the year.
I think I have the first two books. I got them for Brian last year for Christmas, and he is reading something else right now, so he hasn't like looked at them. And sometimes I think like if it's out of sight, it's out of mind, so I put them in these bookshelves on the bottom so he can see them every day and he can haunt him.
Love the show, so.
Yeah. I mean, do you love this show or do you love Henry Cavill?
Geralt of Rivia, man.
Hey.
Something about that grunting is...
Have you seen the Honest trailers for The Witcher?
Nope.
Oh my god, go on YouTube as soon as we're done and watch the Honest trailer for The Witcher. It's so funny.
I'm gonna have to look that up.
All he does is grunt and say fuck.
Pretty much.
And it's perfect. Like,
it is.
Spot on.
I have not finished the latest season, though, so I need to get back to
What?
that. I know, so it was a show that we watched with my sister and her boyfriend, and so we had a binge session for the first, I think we got through probably half the season, and then we just haven't had another night to, like, sit down and watch all the movies. Like, we've only been, like, it's summer, so we're, like, outside, hanging out, and going on adventures and stuff, so I think I'm just going to watch it without them now.
Sorry, Jen.
Sorry, Jen.
All right, so yeah, let us know about your spooky season reads. Definitely want to know about them. I don't think I can handle like true stories, like autobiographies of like ghosts and things, because I get freaked out, because I am just a ridiculous human being. But any fictional stories, send them our way.
Perfect. Now we're into holidays.
Now we're into the holiday season.
And we love, I mean, nothing feels better than a book that is like a Hallmark movie. Like
maybe a Hallmark movie feels like.
Well, yeah, but I'm saying book-wise.
Yeah.
Like, I love a Hallmark movie for the holidays, and I love reading a Christmas romance.
So last year so the backstory on this was if I get very overwhelmed and angry at people, specifically my husband or somebody, and this is on me, like my husband's an angel and he puts up with me and God bless that man, but I will cancel Christmas. One year I got so pissed. He went to bed after a fight and I undecorated the entire apartment. Like,
that's
took
next
decorations off the tree. The only thing I didn't do was take the lights off of it because it was too late, and I was like, I'll knock things over, and I don't want to deal with cleaning up as well as undecorating everything. Like, undecorated everything, and I was
this
like,
is before Christmas.
Oh yeah, this was like,
oh my god,
early December, like December 10th or something like that. I was so mad. I don't even remember what the fight was about too. It was, I'm an idiot. But yeah, I canceled Christmas. And then we were watching a show.
She loves a Christmas book.
And so I saw this book come up on, I think it had to be the Libby app, and it's No One Cancels Christmas. And I was like, I'm going to read this because I cancel Christmas. It was fine. Like, it was nothing special, but it was just very, very funny that, like, I canceled Christmas, so let me read a book about somebody else canceling Christmas. Oh, if you see my husband, just tell him.
Apologize.
Yeah, just be like, good job putting up with her and her nonsense.
Yeah, last year I think was the first year that I like intentionally found Christmas books. Like, I'm sure I've read like one here or there, but last year I think I did 3.
Mm-hmm.
And they were all pretty good. Some better than others, but just, sappy romance. I think my favorite one was The Santa Suit. by Mary Kay Andrews, and that one was stinking adorable. It was like this girl gets a house, and the people that lived there before, it was like a very small town, and the couple that lived there were the town Santa and Mrs. Claus, and they're like, oh, there was like a big decorations, for the holidays, and she moved in like I think around like Thanksgiving or something, and people were like, oh, are you gonna decorate again? Are you gonna bring out the suits? She finds the suits in the attic, and long story short, falls in love with someone. He becomes the Santa, and it's adorable.
We love,
and we love Santas.
I read a book. It was a short story, actually, and I didn't realize this when I checked it out of the library. But it's called Spellbooks and Shortbread. Again, it was fine. But it was a nice little bridge in going from like spooky season to Christmas season, because there was like a fairy and mischief and all of that, but shortbread and Christmas and Yule tides and such.
It's like The Nightmare Before Christmas. That's always my favorite movie to watch in between.
Kinda, yeah. But that's all I really read for holiday last year, because I dived deep into the Hallmark movie, Christmas movie situation, and I'm so looking forward to the Lindsay Lohan comeback on Netflix this year with her Christmas movie.
It was also great because I feel like I do love the Hallmark movies, but at some point they're very repetitive, and I also don't think I have the Hallmark channel. Like, I usually watch those at like my mom's. But Netflix last year, I feel like, had a ton of Hallmark-esque movies, and I was like, this is where it's at. I'm so excited about it.
Netflix, Amazon's really like starting to pump them out, or Amazon has like ones that were on the Hallmark channel or on Lifetime or whatever, so they're getting some of the older ones, which are really nice. And then Hulu's got a couple.
I was like, Hulu's coming up. They've got some, they're getting good stuff.
Yeah.
Another one that I read last year was The Holiday Swap by Maggie Knox. That one was really cute. I think it was twins. One of them is a baker in like her family business. The other one like had gone off to like LA or somewhere, and she's on a baking show, but she gets, I forget, there was some sort of accident. She had like a concussion, and like she wasn't supposed to be working as hard, so then she convinced her twin to like swap places with her to fill in, and then she like rediscovers her love of like the small town bakery, and romance ensues.
I love it.
Adorable.
I'm here for it.
That was good.
We're gonna get it made into Netflix, and Vanessa Hudgens is gonna star in it, and it's gonna be amazing.
Vanessa Hudgens or Lacey something. Lacey Mean Girls.
Chabert.
Yeah. She's in all the Hallmark movies, and I love her. It's great. Yeah. We've got a lot of good books coming out, and we're excited about them.
We are. So I think after like the Christmas holiday, the next one that comes is like Valentine's Day, definitely like romance, and then it becomes like thriller season, like right after, February 15th. That's when I want to read about
death and murder.
That's when Verity's coming out for me. That's where I'm going with that.
I get into Fantasyland then.
I did fantasy April, May turned into ACOTAR, Crescent City.
Fair.
And then we're into beach read season.
And then we're right back where we started.
And it's wonderful.
It's a never-ending cycle, just like a never-ending TBR. Because there's so many that I want to read that have been out for ages, and then there are so many new ones coming out that I also want to read that there's only so many hours in the day. You can't get them all. And that's why reading is great. The never-ending supply of... It's like infinite lives you could live.
Absolutely. Also, I want just backtracking because I can't keep things straight in my head and I didn't write anything down. Valentine's Day is also like those super, super spicy books like Helfyre.
I mean, Helfyre anytime.
Well, yes.
Why limit it to Valentine's Day? Because there's also was gonna say no love in that, but it's not. That's not like your typical. I know it's not your typical. It's a dark kind of love. It's amazing and I loved it, but it's not like when you think of Valentine's Day, you're thinking hearts and gummy bears and
not everyone.
True love. That's fair, but that's not what Helfyre is.
No, it's not.
Helfyre is a whirlwind and it's amazing and everyone should read it.
Yeah.
We'll do a whole episode on it at some point.
Maybe during the day you're reading your like fluffy romance, and
then
night,
it gets night.
You get a little spice.
I can't read more than one book at one time.
No,
I can read a book and I can listen to a book.
I can't.
Separately. But like I also listen to very different kinds of books. Like I listen to like did listen to Harry Potter, but I listen to like memoirs and that kind of realm versus like I do plan to try ACOTAR on audio. But like typically I don't think I could do that without having read it first.
Can I ask you a question?
Yes.
Is part of the motivation for listening to ACOTAR is so that you finally figure out all the pronunciations?
No, because I had other people listen to it and tell me the pronunciations. Because it's funny because when I read them, there were no questions in my mind. And then people started fighting about the pronunciations. And I was like, oh, I didn't realize people were saying it like that.
I didn't realize this was a question I needed to explore.
Nope. What was the... winnowing is like apparently a terrible... Whatever audio sound they used for it, it's like real bad. And they were like, please, Lord, don't use that in the show. So I kind of want to hear that. But no, I just feel like... I don't think
when someone's like, hey, this smells bad, smell it. Hey, this sounds really bad, I want to hear it.
I want to hear it.
I like it, I support it.
Yeah, I feel like it would be good to do a reread. I do plan to do a reread before whichever of her next books come out. So I thought I would do them on audio. So I'll do that. That would probably be a fall/early spring, going into spring situation.
You can listen to them on your ski trips.
That I could. That would be a lot easier to do. Because lugging those books. Kindles are great for travel.
I know. I'm going to have to... I don't have a Kindle. I only have the iPad. So I got to like load it up with books before I leave for my trip in a couple weeks. Which I can't even believe is in a couple weeks. I still don't have a suitcase.
This will be coming out after your trip is long over.
I know. Hopefully I'll have a suitcase by then.
I mean, you better.
Fingers
If
crossed.
not, you can borrow one of mine.
Like, honestly, I don't even have a place to put the suitcases becomes the issue. They'll be just hanging out in the back of my car. Welcome to living in a shoebox.
Welcome to Boston, people.
Hey.
All right, well, we want to know what your favorite seasonal reads are. Give us most importantly, are the ones for fall so that we can prepare for the upcoming season. But if you've got a great Christmas read you want to tell us about, you've got a good New Year's read. I mean, a New Year's read would be fun. I would love that. I love New Year's. I've always loved New Year's, but it's also my wedding anniversary, so give me a New Year's book, friends.
A pumpkin picking or apple picking book.
Apple picking.
Your favorite summer read. Like, there are many seasons, many opportunities for seasonal reads, so let us know what your seasonal reads are. Send us a DM on Musing Over Mugs on Instagram, or visit our website at musingovermugs.com and drop us an email from there. But we want to know, so please share. Don't keep them all to yourself.
Yeah. And thanks for being here, guys. We appreciate you tuning in. We hope you enjoyed this episode. Be sure to, I'm going to try to get this right this time, like, subscribe, comment. No, there's no commenting here. Yeah, I'll get it eventually, guys. But if you like this episode, give us a rating, review us. If you didn't like this episode, please don't. You can just send us a DM and let us know. We want to know why you didn't like it, but we are fragile human beings, so please don't tear us apart on the internet. Yeah.
Give us a constructive feedback. Let us know what you want to hear. We want this to be successful. We want to make sure that you stick around. So let us know what topics you want us to cover, what books you want us to review. Yeah, and there we go.
Cheers, guys. Have a great night.